Coach Ice again. Today I'm here to do another anime review, and this anime review is about Yamada to 7 ni no Moji, episode 3, guys. Yep, episode 3. Now, this episode, we get a chance to see some romance. Building up. We've seen some more romance building up in this episode. Between Yamada, the main character, and Yushira. I think that's how to say her name. Yushira. Yeah, we get to see some romance progression with these guys. We see some romance building up between those two. Because in this episode, it starts out with, we find out that their supernatural studies club didn't get a budget, because in Japan, after forming because you usually make a club, usually mostly around, to form a club, you mostly need students roughly around 4 or 5 or above students to join a club, to create a club. And you need to get an advisor and a permission from the council. Usually that's what you usually do to start a club. Now, also, you need a budget. Because it seems like the school pays your club, so you can buy things for your club. But in this situation, they didn't get a budget. So, Yamada and Yusuke, I might be wrong about his name. Yeah, I don't really know the other guy's name, but the other male character, they went to the student council room. One of the guy, I can't say his name, I don't know how to say it, or I can't really remember his name. He is part of the student council, and we found out that there's another student council member who's the student vice president, who's the student council president, and we found out those two are technically competing to see who comes the next terms, or the next year's student council president. Technically, to become student council president. And it's a bit weird, because I think, if that's the situation, why is they have to compete to see who becomes the student council president, when I usually think the vice president should become the student council president? The reason I think that is that, really, I would say that the student council president, if they end up having to leave the school, because of their graduation, or because they're moving somewhere else, but in this case it was graduation, because he's a year older than they're two. He's in year 3 of high school, and then year 2 of high school. I can see the vice president to go up, but in this situation it seems like they have to choose who the student council president is, which I feel is a bit weird, unless you're not part of the student council, which it's be alright against, but still, in this situation, but then their arrival is to become student council president, and we found out that Yushira, I can't say her name properly, but something like that, the main female character, the main love interest, seems like it, seems like she doesn't want to go to college. The reason we actually don't find out the reason why she doesn't want to go to college, but she does end up deciding maybe to go to college after school. After school, she does. After the end of the episode, we do find out she does want to go to college, because in this episode we find out that she was sick because she had a cold, and so to make sure she studies at school, because she studies but she doesn't want to go to college. But the only thing she can do is study, because we also found out that Ushira is alone in her own house. She's alone, which, when she said that, I felt, wait, that mean in her own home? It's not a flat, it's an entire home building, like where I'm living right now, with my parents and with my mum and my sister. I'm in my own home, my own house. Yeah, and technically, she's in her own home, all by herself, without any family with her. All by herself. That's what it felt like to me. Maybe because they are at work, maybe because she's always there at home alone when they're at work, or maybe she's literally alone. I felt, whoa, bit of drama there. But as we guys know that our main character, Yamada, has the capability of transferring his mind and soul into someone else's body, and they switch bodies. Yusha actually knows that their colds don't get transferred, so by switching bodies, because we found out Yusha wants to hand in something to one of her teachers, but she doesn't want to get found out she had a cold, so she decides to do that in Yamada's body. So they switch bodies, and Yamada had to suffer with the cold, and he went home to Yusha's house to find out why she doesn't want to go to college, because to get the budget, and also for the other male character to become the student council president, well, have a chance of becoming the student council president, they had to figure out why. They have to try convince Yusha to become the entire supernatural club, and had to figure out why does Yusha doesn't want to go to college, and we don't know, and try to convince her to go to college. We don't find out the reason why she doesn't want to go to college in this episode, but we do. It does end up making her go to college after she talked with Yamada, and we can see, like I said, at the end of the episode, we can completely see romance building up in that. We can see romance building up because of how she reacted between Yamada talking to her in her room, and yeah, mostly that's what this episode is mostly about. Just mostly around about usual reason why she didn't want to go to college, and yeah. And the animation in this episode was really good again. It still had good animation, very good, not best like I said, but pretty good animation. I like it in this episode, and yeah, I'm like shonen. I can feel like shonen feeling into this. Like, well, that's what I feel like to me. But so far, the anime's doing wonderful. It's a good anime, I'd say. I do recommend people go and try and watch this anime. It's really good. The idea of body switching is pretty rare in anime, so it's pretty good. And find the story really, because I have to admit, I'm not a big fan when it comes to someone pretending they're someone else. So I'm not a big fan of cross-dressers. They tend to be or body switchers only, or gender change, or gender swappers. I'm not a full big fan of those kind of animes usually. If the story's interesting, I'll watch it, even though I don't like the genre. But in this situation, in this anime, he didn't. So I haven't even got the feeling of disgusted. I didn't. I didn't. Then felt weird or not great feeling at all in this anime so far. It didn't give me that feeling. I had like a interesting reaction, you could say, when something fan service came up between Yusha when Yamada was in Yusha's body. But that never made me felt awkward. It never made me felt awkward. And I checked myself with other anime that are similar or cross-dressing, and I still have those reactions though. So that shows you that how well this anime is doing. They're making sure that the body switch in is really actually not too bad. Like, not too bad at all. I don't think it's too bad at all. I think it's the reason why it doesn't affect me much around this, because as it's body switching, as they're technically in that body, not their own body. If they're in their own body, like if they start as a male, I felt I felt weird, because technically I'm touched. If they actually turn into a girl, I'll be felt, and I find out they're actually a guy who can transform into a girl, I felt, what the fuck? I'll be like shocked, like the hell shocked, and embarrassed, because I felt like, no, I'm touching a dude or something if I did that. So maybe is that because of, in this story, as his body switch, they don't change their bodies, they actually switch into someone else's body. and it ends up being a guilt, it's different because as it's not really their own body, I feel like I'm touching someone else, not them. I'm only using this as a subject. I won't touch anybody in that way. But in that kind of situation, if I was in that situation, I would say it won't feel as embarrassing or as awkward as if I did it with someone who can actually change their body into that genre, into that gender. So yeah, I think that's part of the reason why, even though I'm not a big fan of the body switching sorry guys, mum's calling over, but usually, I usually don't really like this, but so far the story is making it actually understandable and not actually awkward. So yeah, I really recommend this, guys, to you guys if you're interested in body switching anime. So I'll get you in. So yeah. Anyway, hope you guys like it. Anyway, so guys, that's my review of Yamada-kun. So I hope you guys like it. Become a channel any fans today. If you guys want to see fan mail, go in my description below. My address is there. And yeah, hope you guys like it. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys!